Gamergate supporters are responsible for the terrorist photoshopping of journalist Virender Jabal, a piece of reporting published by Vice. What's presented in this article is evidence of who made the Photoshop and who posted it as a terrorist from the Paris attacks. However, before I even get into that, there is a problem. This has been reported by Rich Stanton, a man I know of for one reason: his trolling. Funnily enough, while he tries to make this article about how these two people, they're linked to Gamergate, they act like Gamergate, they're just like Gamergate, this guy, Rich Stanton, is far more similar to these trolls than anyone he's trying to link them to. So here's a little glance at the man who has written this entirely unbiased report. A man who you should have no reason to believe has fudged this a little bit, and who is obviously not extremely unstable and confused. "You're all absolute cunts," he said to the Gamergate hashtag back in March. "Seriously. Bring it," he demands. "I'm a 6-inch 2 Glaswegian that will knock your pathetic ass to the floor. Threaten all you want. In real life, you are nothing." He continues, further requesting violence. "Every Gamergater is a pathetic excuse for a man, and that is an invitation. Come at me. I mean physically. You're all loser little boys." Ha ha ha. Gamergate, love it. Doesn't change the fact that in real life they can't show it. "Come on, boys. You're so hard. Where is it?" Being this ridiculous on Twitter, he naturally got loads of responses. My favourite little conversation, the one I saved, went like this. Couchmaster3000, who you should know I have met in real life, said, "I can get to Bath easily. I would be more than happy to take up your offer of a fight, and then maybe we could discuss GG after." Richard responds, "You will be a good stand-in for the GGers who threatened my 2-year-old daughter. I look forward to it." To which Couchmaster responds, "I am genuinely sorry to hear about your daughters. I struggle to see how making threats on this internet gets anyone anywhere." What seems to me to be a decent empathic response that I would not give. Following which, Richard continues, "Gamergate, here's your champion, Couchmaster3000. He's offered to come to Bath and fight me. Now put up or shut the fuck up." So there is what I think is some important context when considering this man's writing. This is a person who is either interested in winding up what he sees as being Gamergate, or users of that hashtag, or the alternative, I think, is that this man has had a mental breakdown over this topic. The kind of situation where I'd be thinking, maybe have someone else take this story. As much as he talks about intimate links in the article, I think he's more intimately linked. So now that we've gone over that, let's take a look at some highlights. It might be a good idea for you to read the full article first, and there will be links in the description for you. So, let's start with one of the guys he covered. Blacktrick. Although it appears that Blacktrick did not create the photoshopped image, Blacktrick is the one who posted it and claimed that it was a photo of one of the Paris suicide bombers. And this appears to be absolutely true. What is questionable, however, is how this guy tries to say that Blacktrick is connected to Gamergate. Even if you accept the notion that Gamergate is this one movement or group of people, which I don't, what he's tried to put together is quite poor. Gamergate members. Whatever a Gamergate member is, I guess. I've never really had a clear definition, and I don't know how these people in press always seem to know that someone is a member of something called Gamergate, and that it's the same Gamergate that people they're unaware of, have never met and disagree with, are members of. But never mind, that's besides the point, let's carry on. Gamergate members have insisted that Blacktrick has no association with the group. But that is contradicted by his over-a-year-old posting on the GG subreddit KIA, over-a-year-old jolly back and forths with Gamergate's based lawyer Mike Cernovich, and his over-a-year-old history of commenting on stories about the group. Astonishingly, amongst the evidence offered by Gamergate that Blacktrick has no association with them is a tweet where he refers to GG as us. Let's take a look at that tweet. Oliver Campbell, who you should know I have spoken with, posted, "Shame on every journalist that immediately jumped to conclusions about why the South by Southwest panel was cancelled. Let's talk about airplay. It ultimately comes down to this. These people don't want Gamergate heard because they're quickly proven liars when GG gets to speak." To which Blacktrick replied, "I don't want Gamergate heard because I think it's mostly comprised of retarded zealots like you who give us a bad name." Point 1. I really don't think the us refers to Gamergate. Point 2. He doesn't sound too keen on Gamergate, does he? Now bear in mind what I said and you can go check yourself. All the other evidence besides this tweet, which makes it seem like Blacktrick hates Gamergate, is about a year old. And it makes sense that Rich Stanton would have to dig back about a year, considering this exchange from back in August. Blacktrick posted, "Nigga, I stopped following GG shit long ago. I only know about stuff that pops up on my timeline via retweets." Someone responds, "Why do you follow Tim then? He's far more obsessed than most niggers about this shit. Niggers with capital G's. Rich Stanton would say Gamergaters. Blacktrick responds, because he knows how to get niggers mad over nothing, which always produces entertaining results. So Rich Stanton saying that Blacktrick has an undeniable link to Gamergate is correct. It's just that the link is exactly the same as Rich Stanton's link to Gamergate, wanting to see what they see as Gamergate antagonized, doing it directly as I showed you Rich trying to do at the start of this video, and as Blacktrick was doing in the link Rich provided, which this article even will no doubt do. If I was going to group people together and put them into factions, which I won't do, Rich and Blacktrick would go together. In fact, they've accidentally teamed up here to get what they both enjoy. Kinda funny. Shit, misleading, skewed reporting, but kinda funny. You see this act? That's connected to Gamergate, because this person a year ago seemed to like it. Never mind that at the time they did this, they felt the same way as I do about it. Brilliant, clear, honest, informative work, my 6-inch Glaswegian friend. Keep it up. Now, regarding the other person, the deliciously named Turd Wart Sniff, the one who originally posted the photoshopped image back in August. You know, August, the month where Blacktrick was talking about enjoying seeing the people he calls niggers, Gamergaters, wound up by stuff. That month. My comment on that is, so what? I don't care what he's connected to. I think people are losing sight of the fact that it is just fucking ridiculous. Look at it. It is the most stupid fucking picture. Even if the king of Gamergate made it, so what? Whoever this Turd Wart Sniff guy is, he's made it quite easy to tell this is a joke, even if you ignore the huge dildo in the background. Is the implication that, on its own, a picture like this is unacceptable? Because I absolutely disagree. The problem comes from the context in which it's presented. For example, incompetent media seeing this photo, picking it up, and just because some idiot on Twitter said it's real, reporting on it as a legitimate photograph of a terrorist from Paris. For me, that eclipses everything else about this. But for our obsessive friend Rich, it's all about the GGers and what they've done. If you read the article, you'll see the media just gets a teeny tiny paragraph, and only really to show what Gamergate caused. On that note, here's a brief exchange from when he posted the article a few hours ago. Gavin Mannion commented, "Do you see no irony in the bad journalism of the media using that picture and the supposed Gamergate stance?" None. To which Rich replied, "Ethics in real journalism? Yes, but that's a different discussion to GGers using the Paris attacks to smear an opponent." Wait, did this guy read his own article? It looks to me like he's tried to do this himself, but perhaps linking an innocent man with one of the most despicable terror attacks on European soil within hours of it happening will be what brings Gamergate to an end. Could you imagine being so fucked in the head that you hear about the Paris attacks, you learn that one account on Twitter claimed a photoshopped image of an innocent man was a terrorist, and that led to international media picking that up as a story, spreading it as fact, and what you see there is an opportunity to end a hashtag, or people using certain forums are saying certain things, or whatever the hell this fucking conspiracy nut thinks the Gamergate is. I think that if I were doing that, and I ever managed to get a brief, clear, unclouded glimpse of myself, I'd seek help. But, as usual, that's just another one of my harmful opinions.